Binti was born on September 10th and weighing around 1 kilogram, which is about 2 pounds. And now at the end of December, she is around 11.5 kilograms, which is close to 25 pounds. So growing quite quickly, very rapidly. She has a full set of teeth, a full set of claws. She's just a miniature version of an adult lion right now. She was hand-raised because of her mother had to have an emergency cesarean section, and the birth was quite difficult. So Binti was hand-reared because the mom could no longer care for her. We had to start feeding her from a bottle with a special formula made for zoo carnivores. So we were coming in at all hours of the night, early in the morning, and monitoring her. I mean, right from the beginning with Binti, we would pick her up by the scruff of her neck, like her mom would. I would have gloves on and I would wet my gloves down and kind of, roughly kind of pet her, like her mom would be grooming her and licking her. And a lot of moms of various species are not that gentle with their babies. I mean, they're caring, but they're not always as gentle as they appear. Our goal was always to get her back with the other lions. So how do we do that? And how do we interact with her in a way that makes that possible? We treat her like a lion. In the wild, lions will go off like in the bushes, basically. The mother will, when she gives birth, she'll go off in what they call a little creche, a little nursery area, give birth, and it's usually maybe a week or two before she brings the cubs back to the pride to reintroduce them to the rest of the family. That's why they live in that group, so then the aunts and the sisters can maybe even babysit, so they kind of help raise their young all together. Lions are a very social species of cat, and we wanted her to learn and interact with the pride at a very early age, and the best way to do that is to introduce the sights and the smells of the pride so she can learn that they're still around and that she'll be back with them someday. We started introducing her to a lot of the smells from the adult lions. We would bring in some of the bedding from the adult lions all the way to the nursery in the hospital so she could experience those smells from the adult cats. When Binti was around 1.5 months old, we took her to the lion building as well. We would take her over to the lion building and put her in a specialized playpen that we had built, and she could sit in the hallway and see the other cats, and the other cats could see her, and she could experience the sights and the smells of the building and be around the other lions. So while she was over at the building, Amira was one of the adult females that kind of showed initial interest in her, would sit and watch her. And then when Binti was living in one of the stalls over at the building, there's a mesh door that Amira could see her through and start to interact. She would start spending more and more time near Binti, laying next to her, sniffing at her through the mesh door. So we knew it was very, very important for Binti to be integrated back in with an adult as soon as possible, so that's why we chose Amira, who was showing the most interest. Binti eats adult food. She is on anything the adults can eat. She grew so quickly and transferred over to solid foods around 2 months old. We've actually had to increase her diet several different times because of all the new activity of living with an adult, running around in the outdoor space. She had a little personality right from the start. Her eyes were like this really bright blue color, and they've changed and become darker brown over time. She's always been a curious little cat, investigating everything. The day that we introduced her back with Amira, the day we opened that door, that she could just be a lion and, go back with her own kind and be raised by not a human. I mean, that I felt like I did something right. People can see Binti even during the winter, even when the zoo is open and it's kind of chilly outside, but a great day to see her would be in the early afternoon when the weather is nicest, then it's nice and sunny out. We have the hot rocks out in the habitat that a lot of the cats like to lay on. She found the hot rocks out there, so she'll lay on them too and cuddle up next to Amira. She follows Amira around which is great that she's learning from her and mimicking what she does, interacting with things in the yard, like scratching at certain logs. She'll follow her to the door and around the yard, so she's learning everything. She even watched Mira play with one of the enrichment boomer balls out there, batting that around. We have not had a birth here in 40 years, and one of the reasons why is because we always maintain space to rescue other lions that were in need. So we haven't had a birth here in that time because we choose not to. Well, taking care of Binti was a first for me to take care of a newborn lion, but I've taken care of several other species of baby animals, so I have a lot of experience with that. But this was the first to take care of a lion, and it was very, very interesting and very rewarding.